I am asked to tell when and how I do my reading, and what books I read. I am afraid my answer will not be so instructive as it ought to be, for I have never followed any definite plan in reading, and it seems to me that no plan can be laid down that will be generally applicable. If a man is not fond of books, to him reading of any kind will be drudgery. I most sincerely commiserate such a person, but I do not know how to help him. If a man or a woman is fond of books, he or she will naturally seek the books that the mind and soul demand. Suggestions of a possibly helpful character can be made by outsiders, but only suggestions. Among my first books was a volume of hopelessly unscientific kind by Mayne Reid about mammals, illustrated with pictures no more artistic than, but quite as thrilling as those in the typical school geography. When my father found how deeply interested I was in this not very accurate volume, he gave me a little book by J.G. Wood, the English writer of popular books on natural history, and then a larger one of his called Homes Without Hands. Both of these were cherished possessions. They were studied eagerly, and they finally descended to my children. The fathers and mothers who are wise can train their children first to practice and soon to like the sustained mental application necessary to enjoy good books. They will do well also to give each boy or girl the mastery of at least some one foreign language, so at least one other great literature, in addition to our own noble English literature, shall be open to him or her. The equation of personal taste is as powerful in reading as in eating, and within certain broad limits the matter is merely one of individual preference, having nothing to do with the quality of either the book or the reader's mind. I like apples, pears, oranges, pineapples, and peaches. I dislike bananas, alligator pears, and prunes. The first fact is certainly not to my credit, although it is to my advantage, and the second at least does not show moral turpitude. At times in the tropics I have been exceedingly sorry that I could not learn to like bananas, and on round-ups in the cow country in the old days it was even more unfortunate not to like prunes. But I simply could not make myself like either, and that was all there was to it. In the same way I've read and reread Macbeth and Othello, but not King Lear nor Hamlet. I know perfectly well that the latter are as wonderful as the former. I wouldn't venture to admit my shortcomings regarding them if I couldn't probably express my appreciation of the other two. But at my age I might as well own up, at least to myself, to my limitations, and read the books I thoroughly enjoy. There remains enormous masses of books, which no man can read more than a limited number, and among which each reader should choose those which meet his own particular needs. There is no such thing as a list of the 100 best books, or the best 5-foot library. Aside from the masters of literature, there are all kinds of books which one person will find delightful, and which he certainly ought not to surrender, just because nobody else is able to find as much in the beloved volume. There is on our bookshelves a little pre-Victorian novel or tale called The Semi-Attached Couple, and to me it is altogether delightful. But outside the members of my own family, I have never met a human being who had even heard of it, and I don't suppose I ever shall meet one. It would be hopeless to try to enumerate all the books I read, or even all the kinds. The foregoing is a very imperfect answer to a question which admits of only such an answer.